Yesterday, from yesterday till today, there is one Egyptian scholar, Abdul Wahud, his name, and he said, I went to West and saw Islam there, but there were no Muslims. And further he said, I went to East where I saw Muslims but without Islam.
మళ్ళీ తూర్పు దేశానికి వచ్చాను, అక్కడ ముస్లింలను చూశాను కానీ ఇస్లాం చూడలేదు.
So in our this study camp, I also observed that many discussions, sessions, the entire theme was related with Islam and this different aspect of Islam, but there were no Muslims. Another thing, I would like to quote this person, Mr. M.N. Roy. M.N. Roy has written a very beautiful book, and that is Historical Role of Islam. And in that book, there is one statement, Muslims are the most ignorant about Islam. But for personally, my comment on that is that can be considered as half truth. The full truth is this: these days it can be there that Muslims are the most ignorant about Islam, but these days I am observing RSS and their aligned movements, organizations are more knowledgeable about Islam because they want to target the theory, through theory, ordinary people, the common people. Because you see, I had one survey of 100 graduate Muslim students, youth, and I asked them, what is Ghazwa-e-Hind? And to my surprise, not a single boy was able to tell me what is Ghazwa-e-Hind. On the other hand, Muslim students don't know what is Ghazwa-e-Hind, but the students, they don't know, they know what is Ghazwa-e-Hind, and they label community, they are working on that. This is mispropaganda, misinformation, and that is to polarize the community, that is to create enmity among the community. One more statement I would like to quote, and that is of Bertrand Russell. Bertrand Russell said, Islam is the best religion and Muslims are the worst followers. But I don't agree with this statement, because no one religion can be better than other, and Muslims you cannot consider as the worst, because in the previous session you have seen the contribution of Muslims in science. That session was there, and in which field that contribution is there. And you see, our nation is a nation of diversity, and different communities have contributed in the development as well as in the nation building. Okay, now actually my topic is the problems of Muslims in India. Now we have to understand the structure of Muslims, those who are living in India, according to 2011 census, there is the population is 14.2 population according to 2011 census. But now we can think that it can be 15 to 16%. You can change the slide. And it is projected by 2020 or coming census, it can be around 18% of our total population. Not I am talking not till 2050 I am saying. It is projected by 2050 it can be 18% of the total population. That is the estimate. But still, there are some pseudo reports, some such statements that by 2050 Muslims will become majority in India. This is what propaganda is going on, and that is to damage, to distort the image of the Muslims. And nobody else but the PM is also involved in such type of propaganda.
వాళ్ళు వీళ్ళు కాదు, సాక్షాత్తు ప్రధానమంత్రి అట్లాంటి తప్పుడు ప్రాపగాండాలో భాగమయ్యాడు.
And if you want to go through, understand reality of Muslim population, I request you to read the book written by Dr. S.Y. Qureshi, the 17th Chief Election Commissioner of India, who has written a book, Myth of Population. And he has taken the report and all the census report right from 1951, as well as health surveys and other surveys and report, and through that with systematic mathematical calculations, graphs, explanations and everything, that is the best book to understand the factual situation of Indian population. Okay, now one more information before understanding the problem, because this information I am providing, that because of this information further problems of Muslims are emerged. And you can, so this this introductory information I am giving so that you can understand the problems which I am going to mention later on about the Muslims.
సో
See, as I told you, 95% of Muslim population are the natives of this India, original. And this population can be classified in 3 categories. One is Ashraf, upper class people, Ashraf. Second, Afzal. And third one is Arzal. Ashraf is higher class, Ajlaf middle class, Arzal is downtrodden people.
అష్రఫ్
Ajlaf and Arzal, that is higher, Shresht, Madhyam, Kanisht. Huh? That will be under Arzal only. That I can, because they are downtrodden, no. So Pashmanda will come under that only. So this Arzal, the bottom, they are more than 70% of the population. 70 to 75.
వర్గాల్లో అట్టడుగు వర్గంగా ఉన్న అర్జల్ వర్గం మొత్తం ముస్లింల్లో 70% మంది.
And in this category, who comes in? Who are included? Those who are converted into Islam. Most of them were Dalits, tribals, deprived section of the society. So most of them were deprived one. They were from, and near about 15 to 20% people are Afzal, middle class people, just like our OBC category. In Arzal, SC, ST, tribal, such people will come, such caste category people will come, and 5% people are Ashraf, and most of them means they can be foreigners or higher caste people were converted to Islam due to their personal temptations, attractions towards power. And this Ashraf class means religiously dominated, economically dominated, and politically dominated class. And they always have control the Arzal and Afzal class for their selfish political, religious purposes. And political parties, and mostly the political parties, those who were in power, have considered this Ashraf class as the representative of entire Muslim community, which they were not.
అసలు
5%. Yeah. And they protected, supported, implemented, pleased this Ashraf class so that, and they neglected the downtrodden Arzal and Azlaf people. And appeasement for vote bank. And this appeasement, during appeasement, real life problems are not solved. Only sentimental, religious, emotional issues were taken. I hope you can guess which were these emotional issues, like giving grants for Hajj pilgrimage, then giving holiday on the birth anniversary of Prophet, or so-called such things were taken care in. And they never tried for the economical, social development of the community. Now, I'll come to the second problem. Now, I told you that downtrodden people, like the people, those who are sweepers, and Darveshi community, they used to carry bear, aswal जिसको हम कहते हैं, मालूम है aswal, bear, क्या कहेंगे उसको? दरवेशी, माकड़ वाले, aswal वाले, ये जो भटकिया जो ट्राइब्स थे मुसलमानों के अंदर भी, इसी के साथ there were people, Sikalgar, Pinjari, just similar to SC and ST category. But this grave, serious situation, what is the scenario, socio-educational development of this community is mentioned in Sachar committee in the year 2005. Apart from Sachar committee, Rangnath Mishra Ayog also was there, commission also was there. Justice Rangnath Mishra Commission was there. That too was appointed in 2005. Both were simultaneous. Sachar Committee, Justice Rajendra Sachar and Justice Rangnath Mishra Ayog, they both were appointed in 2005 and they recommended in 2007 only. But their recommendations and everything they have kept aside, no implementation, not thinking seriously. On the other hand, opposition party of that time were saying that this Sachar committee's report is more dangerous than Afzal Guru's attack on the parliament. So actually what happened, President's constitutional order in 1950, at that time, Pandit Nehru asked Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar that we are trying to give reservations to the lower class, lower caste, so backward classes, backward caste people. And Baba Sahib Ambedkar said, I know there are many backward classes in Muslim community also, and we should give the advantage of facility of reservation to the backward classes of Muslim community, not entire Muslim community, but Maulana Abul Kalam Azad opposed Dr. Baba Sahib Ambedkar, stating that there is no caste system in Islam. So in 1950s constitutional order, Muslims, Christians, other communities were excluded, and SC, ST category, this reservation was given only to Hindu community, Hindu lower caste, backward caste people. Later on, amendments took place and Buddhists were included, and some Sikh community also was included, but Christians and Muslims are not given this reservation advantage. Okay, I think I should not go spread, and I have to concentrate and complete everything. According to Sachar committee, there is a lot of discrimination, lack of opportunity. Even banks have declared Muslims as a red zone, and they are not ready to give loans. So here I have mentioned credits, etc. So it is mentioned in Sachar committee. Then different government schemes also are stopped now. Pre-matric scholarship is stopped. Post-matric scholarship is also stopped. Now, from government policy also, and there are so many other things also, from where Muslims are excluded. Now the doubts, polarization, hatred has reached to such an extent that in Pune, Mumbai and many cities, people are not getting homes on rent as well as on ownership. So these are some educational challenges and a very pathetic situation. I'll skip this. You can go through this. You can understand what I want to say because you two are learned one. But these days, the problems are increased in such a way. For example, suppose if I am traveling in train, and suppose some of my relatives, a Muslim friend, has called me and he is saying Assalamu alaikum. And if I answer, I feel very embarrassed. I am afraid of. डर लगता है वालेकुम सलाम बोलने के लिए. So that my identity will be exposed, and the people, those who are sitting around me, they may do anything to me. Such kind of insecurity, such kind of fear is among the people now. So these days, Muslims are living under fear now, under insecurity now. Because you see,
భయంగా ముస్లింలు జీవించాల్సి వస్తుంది అంటున్నారు.
you might in train, a Muslim person, just he was wearing Muslim dress and having beard. A person who was going to Mumbai for police training, he shot him because he was a Muslim. And also in the suspicion that he is carrying cow meat. He is carrying cow meat. Mob lynching हो रहा है. Love jihad, land jihad, competitive exam jihad, white collar jihad. जिहाद का नाम भी उन्होंने बदनाम किया है. हर एक बात में जिहाद, हर एक बात में जिहाद. In Maharashtra, you have seen some of the shrines and mosques are demolished, as well as in Gram Panchayats, Gram Panchayat, village Panchayat, they have boycotted Muslims, small vendors, Suppose in temple is there, fairs, यात्रा होती है, उर्स होता है, संदल होता है, मेला लगता है, उसमें भी मुसलमानों ने नहीं आने का इस तरीके रिजोल्यूशन पास किया जा रहा है. आपको तो बिल्किश बानो की हकीकत पता रहेगी. 2002 में कैसा रेप हुआ.
2002లో బిల్కిస్ బానో కేసు మీకు అందరికీ గుర్తుండే ఉంటుంది.
8
గాంధీతో గ్యాంగ్ రేప్ గురైంది.
and all criminals छोड़ा गया उनको because they are Brahmins, and Brahmins means they are good because they are Brahmin. That too I can understand, but when they were released, how were they welcomed with garlands, with sweets, with drums.
అందరూ దండలేసి వాళ్ళని ఆహ్వానిస్తున్న దానికి నాకు ఆశ్చర్యంగా ఉంది.
So such incident. Now in Raebareli, 15 days before, a Muslim woman was wearing burqa and her father was with. So some people, they attacked that person. He was fallen. Some of them, they sat on his chest. The lady was crying, lady was shouting for help. No one came, and they used stab and they killed that ordinary person for no reason. This has happened in Uttar Pradesh, Raebareli, 10-15 days before. There is a
ఇదే
case.
పరిస్థితి.
Yeah, there is case of Akhlaq, Mohsin Sheikh, Pahlu Patan. These people were mob lynched. Now, you see, this is what I am talking about, how mobs are going against. They are considering that these Muslims are the burden on our society. And they are our enemy. So if anything happen, they ask them, go to Pakistan. Now, I think these problems, what are the causes of Muslim problems. I will come to that, so that I can come to recommendations, reforms, the causes. First cause, what are the reasons, responsible factors? First one, mullah, maulami, ulema, and the priest and ashraf class of the community, because they have always misrepresented, misinterpreted Islam, and in the name of Islam they have created problems, and they made ordinary Muslims victim of the society. Yeah, and this madrasa education
అవును.
as well as Urdu education, Urdu medium, we don't oppose Urdu, that is Indian language. But these Urdu medium schools have become the culture preservation center of Islam. And they have always opposed the progress of the community. They have given fatwas. They have asked people not to take modern education. They preached to society not to follow family planning. They have asked them, yeah, population control is against Islam. So wrong notions and misguidance is given to the society. And most of the times, these mullah, maulavi, ulemas, they have registered, prohibited, restricted reforms in the Muslim community. For example, burqa reform, they protected. For example, talaq system. They brought Muslim women on the road, stating that even if my husband is going for polygamy, I will accept that. But women are saying, we don't want to stop the triple talaq. So women are supporting discrimination against women in the name of Islam. So because of this, what has happened, because of such type of resistance to reform, Hindutva power, they have become strong and strong. That means after independence, whatever were the constitutional rights, constitutional duties, democratic principles, reforms, They never adhered, accepted such things. They were always against the constitutional morality and their values also. So, अल्लाह की जुबान, मुल्ला की जुबान, ये अल्लाह की जुबान नहीं. This is one reason. Second reason is because of misinformation, enmity, mispropaganda by the Hindu community or Hindu fundamentalists, Hindu fanatics organizations. Mispropaganda means they used to हम पांच हमारे 25. They used to हम पांच हमारे 25. हम पांच हमारे 25. तो हर एक मर्द को, मैन हैज 4 wives, मैन एंड 4 wives 5, and each wife have 5 children, so 25. So this type of wrong notion is spread because you see, if you consider male and female ratio among the Muslims, see, if there is 1,000 Muslims, less than 950 women are there, less than. So even for one Muslim, one complete woman is not there. So during COVID time also, I don't know about Telangana, but during COVID time also, what type of mispropagations, tabligh people, what they were doing. Of course, there can be some mistakes and errors, human errors, but what type of hatred, misinformation they provided, fabricated videos were created. And through fabricated videos, they have damaged image of Muslim community. So automatically what happened, the majority community is not trusting the Muslim people. There are many such events, incidences and experiences which will show you that how Hindutva-wadi organizations have created Muslims' problem. Similarly, third factor, first I said Muslim themselves, second I said Hindus, third one is parties or government or political parties. They always use Muslims for their vote bank. Yeah, they never tried to bring reform in Muslim personal law also. Now, how they behaved during the time of Shah Bano case, that is a good example. Now, government is also responsible for that. Second thing, if you want to correct the people, reform the people, see, so-called secular, liberal Hindus never talked about the reform of Muslim people because they thought that if they criticize, if they ask them to change, their secular image will get under stake. That means, and whatever is going in Islamic countries of the world, so repercussions of that affect Islamic countries, terrorist organizations, their ideology, this also always create problem for the ordinary Muslims. Now, I think there are several problems. Now we know regarding what is burqa. Burqa is not essential part of Islam. It is pre-Islamic culture which was used because of geographical condition, because of desert was there, because of dust was there, heat also was there, and that was considered as a prestige of the family. But later on, now burqa is not mentioned in Quran also. Only dignified dress should be there. That is what it is mentioned. Now we know in Quran, it is not mentioned in Quran. Not Quran. It is only what is mentioned, that dignified dress, curtain at home. Because at that time what used to happen, Prophet, his enemy were there because he was spreading Islam. So many Quraysh families and that time his enemies were there and they were threatening his life. to protect his wives, you ask them that you should remain beyond curtain. So there is no in Islam. No, mm, is based on Quranic principle. Islam is based on Hadith also. So yesterday I told you. So it is religious book of the Islam, and they always try to find answer from Quran. What is said in Quran. But regarding burqa or veil system, nothing is said in Quran. And so this is pre-Islamic system or culture it is, which is followed now. And now in India, in the name of burqa, politics is going on.
So,
And I think burqa is a symbol of slavery. It is not required also. It is a symbol of patriarchal society. If it would have been religious one, then the Prime Minister of Pakistan, Benazir Bhutto, we did never saw this Benazir Bhutto in burqa. Sheikh Hasina also in Bangladesh. She was Prime Minister, but never used this. So it is not essential part of Islam, but because of mentality, separate identity, this is preserved, and we are against that. But we have to make reform, we have to change the mentality, we have to bring this type of atmosphere so that this community will become burqa free society. But we have to bring such reform through democratic way, not by force. Now even Muslim personal law, talaq system, which is outdated now. In India, what we think, we are equal citizens. Muslim women are also citizen of India. They too should have constitutional right, that is equality, equal protection, equal justice. But because of personal law, these fundamental rights of women are violated, and they are exploited. And polygamy is also. You see, I am not saying that each and every person, every Muslim is following polygamy. On the other hand, there were surveys. Surveys are conducted in which tribals are in the first number. Then Hindus are there. They are following polygamy, though it is banned by law. In Maharashtra, even Ajit Pawar, Dhananjay Munde like ministers, they are having second wife. Though there was, but the first wife is not going to police, not going to court. There is a need of complaint, FIR. They are not doing that. So, silently this is going on. And in the name of live-in relation, this system is there. Muslims are not following polygamy. I am not saying that. There can be few exceptions also. Some people are misusing this provision. And recently, means last month only, Bharatiya Muslim Mahila Andolan had a survey of 7 states of India, and they have studied more than 2,500 Muslim women, those who are actually living under polygamous marriages. And their report is exposed. And in the last week only, we, Muslim SATHYASHODAK Mandal, and personally I, have filed a petition in Supreme Court to ban polygamy. This is recent development. Because of this, the Muslim image is getting damaged. The Muslims are not following. So this is injustice for Muslim women also. And you might have aware about halala system. If talaq is given and if husband is repenting, then he cannot take his wife to his home unless halala process is taken place. Yeah, halala, the reason behind that, how it came into existence, this is a different story. We don't have time to discuss that. But it came as a remedy, as a medicine, but that itself has become disease now. because at that time, no, woman was considered as the property of man or prestige of man. And if man is giving divorce, talak to wife, then what will happen? His wife has to go with another man. That man will consume marriage, then give. So this is indirectly was considered punishment to man, but actual punishment was given to women. Now in our age, it is outdated. It is insulting. It is hurt to self-respect also. So it is inhuman practice which is eradicated in different Islamic countries also. Why we don't eradicate till now? For this, no, I'm coming to this. We, from last 60 years, we are demanding uniform civil code. And why we are demanding? Because uniform civil code is constitutional commitment, constitutional duty, which is mentioned in Article 44 of the Directive Principles. It is our constitutional duty, so we have to apply it. And another thing, uniform civil code will give you, protect you as a equal citizens of India. Equal citizenship means now the government which has come in the power, I always talk that Muslims should be given secondary citizenship. Uniform civil code is a commitment towards secularism also. Uniform civil code is a commitment towards gender equality also, gender justice also. Uniform civil code will assure you national integration also, and it will prohibit separatism of the community. And uniform civil code is not only for us, not only for Muslim women's protection or equality, but this law will give you vision to look beyond your religion. And in Goa state, there is uniform civil code. In Goa, Portuguese were ruling the country, and that time Portuguese made that law, and after independence, that law is continued. But there is one discrimination in Goan personal uniform civil code, that no one can go for polygamy there. But Hindus can go for polygamy. Hindus can have second wife, according to Goa Common Civil Code. Because the provision was made for this purpose, that after marriage, if wife is unable to deliver boy baby, male baby, till age of 30, then because of male baby he can go for second wife. And it was said at that time that this is for religious rituals, that after death a boy should be there who will do religious duties like that. That was the reason given at that time. So Hindus in Goa are allowed for polygamy
ఇక
or bigamy, I will say. Now, yeah, yeah, in Uttarakhand, as Sir rightly said, yeah, their uniform civil code is implemented, but and it is good for Muslim women, but the uniform civil code as expected to our constitution, all expectations are not fulfilled by Uttarakhand's uniform civil code, because in uniform civil code it should be for all community, and there tribals are excluded, number 1. Number 2, live in relationship, this provision is made more complicated. Third thing, Hindu undivided family, that is very important for income tax purpose. And Hindu people get benefit of Hindu undivided family. That is not taken in uniform civil code, because this special provision either should be given to all people or it should not be for any religious group. But that too is there in Uttarakhand's Uniform Civil Code. So there is a scope for reform, but still we should welcome that, because other states are also coming forward to prepare the draft of Uniform Civil Code. And another thing, now in Assam, they have passed the bill against polygamy. And you see, the Uniform Civil Code comes under concurrent list, means state list, central list, and concurrent list. So, as it is, so all states. But ideally, central government should prepare the draft and implement Uniform Civil Code, so that there will be uniformity in all uniform civil codes of different states. The Article 494 or the new Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita, Article 80, it prohibits polygamy. And according to that, if anyone violates this law, then there is a punishment for 7 years. But Assam government has made it 10 years. We don't know why. So such type of some drawbacks are there, but they are minor one. Now, you see, now I will use only 3-4 minutes. I am keeping my eye on watch also. So there are different areas where reform is necessary. Now our fundamental duty is scientific temperament. But religious festivals are used in this way that they have become problem now. When religion is coming on the road or creating problem for environment. Now, for example, Bakri Eid, Eid of sacrifice, Eid al-Azha, animal sacrifice. It has nothing to do with animal sacrifice. Kurbani karna, sacrifice karna. And there are different ways of sacrificing. नॉट ओनली, तो मुसलमानों के लिए कुर्बानी के लिए मुसलमानों ने कम और बकरों ने ज़्यादा कुर्बानी दी है. Last 15 years, instead of animal sacrifice, we organize blood donations. And from last 3-4 years, we have added organ donation and body donation also, so that Muslims should come forward and involve in the mainstream of body and organ donation, blood donations, because otherwise, what will happen? Muslims are not giving organs, but when they are in need, they are taking organs. Again, this issue will be so. This will make religious festival more secular, more human, and this will give scientific temperament also. So that is our efforts. Now, last 2-3 minutes. Other implementation, what is the government, what government should do, etc., that will do. But nowadays, this enmity and hate speeches have increased so much. Now, existing government is again using 3 Muslim categories for polarizing Muslim community. One is this, he was, no, I mean just referred and I said backward, Pasmanda Muslim. Pasmanda Muslim is backward caste among the Muslims. It is true that they are exploited, their unanswered injustice is there. I visited Bihar and UP, and there I saw more than 60% Muslims still follow untouchability with low caste Muslim people. This problem is there. But now what government is doing, that he is protecting them, not protecting, just promising them, and making polarization between Ashraf and Arzal in Pasmanda Muslim, Ashraf Muslim, and they are using as a political tool. Secondly, Muslim personal law, that is also used to to polarize community. And third thing, ex-Muslims are also used for political purpose. I know, I have talked with secret talks that ex-Muslims are protected, supported, and are used against the Muslims.
So ఒకటి
And yes, actually, I have objection with ex-Muslims also. This term also. For example, suppose Charwa was Nastik, and he was Nastik only. There are many Christians, they are Nastik, and Nastik only. Hindus also Nastik only. Nastik will remain Nastik only. So why separate name is given to Muslims who is Nastik? Muslim atheist is called as ex-Muslim.
Why?
Why? Why Muslim, this name is included in that? He should be Muslim, Nastik only. Dalwai was Nastik, I am Nastik. But ex-Muslim, through that, you see the language. Now, today I got one expression. We were having personal talk and he said, मुल्ला लोग जो बोलते हैं वही आपने बोला. मुझे कहा, तो मुल्ला तो कभी ब्लड डोनेशन, ऑर्गन डोनेशन की बात नहीं करेगा. मुल्ला कभी यूनिफॉर्म सिविल कोड की बात नहीं करेगा. मुल्ला कभी ये भी नहीं कहेगा कि प्रॉफिट इज ओनली फॉर मैन, प्रॉफिट इज अ फाउंडर नॉट मैसेंजर, ये भी नहीं कहेगा. लेकिन हमको आरएसएस वाले मुस्लिम बोलते हैं कि आरएसएस के एजेंट है, और मुस्लिम्स बोलते हैं आरएसएस के एजेंट है, और अभी आरएसएस बोलने लगे हैं कि ये तबलीग की, जमात इस्लामी की बी टीम है. तो दोनों तरफ से ये तो हमारे लिए तो एक रिसीट है, शाबाश की है. नाउ आई विल कम टू द लास्ट पॉइंट. You see, as there is a need of negative criticism of Islam, there is a need of positive criticism also there, and we should be open for that. The betterment, as we say, मानव विकास, मानव का विनाश नहीं कर सकते हम. So this is made for that, no? And nowadays language is used as a politics. Now for others, ex-Muslim means he has left Muslim. Why he left? Discussion will take place and so many issues will come up. Similarly, we say British rule, a different rule, but we always say Muslim rule. British rule, instead of British, we don't say Christian rule.
We say British rule.
Language, you see, how it is, language is used. हमारे इधर ये कहते, अरे गाली देते समय एक आधे लड़के को बोलते थे, अरे तू आदमी इंसान है क्या मुसलमान है, तू इंसान है क्या मुसलमान है, मतलब मुसलमान इंसान के लायक भी नहीं है. This type of language. Okay, so many things are there, but we have to stop somewhere. Mahatma Phule used to say, शायद वो मराठी में, विद्ये विना मती गेली, मती विना गती गेली, गती विना शूद्र खचले, एवढे अनर्थ एका अविद्येने केले. मीन्स विद्या, you know,
Education.
because of lack of education, our brain, our intellect, khachne means deteriorated.
మన చదువు లేకపోవటం వల్ల వివేకం పడిపోతుంది.
विद्या विना मति गेली, मति विना दिमाग नहीं था, इसलिए उसको स्पीड नहीं आया, और गति नहीं थी, स्पीड नहीं थी, इसलिए क्षुद्र, खचले, डिस्करेज्ड, नाउम्मेद, हेल्पलेस हो गए. ऑल हैज टेकन प्लेस because of lack of education, and this we can apply for Muslim community. True education. Now only 5 statements I'll use for reform. We all Indian people should accept the fact that India is the land of diversity. We can think separately and independently, but together. We have different religions. Our land is different, multicultural, multilingual, but we have to accept the freedom of religion which is mentioned in Indian Constitution. And freedom of religion is not unlimited. We cannot disturb peace, order, social reform,
సమాజ
social health. And freedom of religion is given to individual, not to freedom, to the religion. It is freedom of religion, not freedom to religion. Freedom of religion is also freedom from religion. So we have to respect the faith, Nastik, Astik, religious. No, the only thing, there should not be exploitation. This morality is needed. And this naitikata is Samvidhanik naitikata. And another thing, that whenever, if there is multi-religious country, there is possibility of conflict, quarrels, court cases, etc. So we have to follow the decision of Supreme Court. Muslims did not follow the court verdict judgment during Shahbanu case, and Hindus didn't wait for the verdict judgment for Babri Masjid. Yeah, सुप्रीम कोर्ट इज सुप्रीम. मुसलमानों ने शाहबानो समय सुप्रीम कोर्ट को माना नहीं, और हिंदुत्ववादियों ने मस्जिद के बारे में सुप्रीम कोर्ट के सुनने के पहले मस्जिद गिरा दी. They took law in their hand. And the last one, our primary identity should be Indianness, and our commitment should be towards our constitution. This is because the constitution, आज जो हालात है उसकी वजह ये religious धर्मांध लोग है. So greatest service of humanity is to free human being from the clutches of religiosity.
మనం భారతదేశానికి భారత రాజ్యాంగానికి లోబడి ఉండాలి. అసలు భారతీయుల్ని ఈ మత సంఖ్యల నుంచి విముక్తి పొందేదానికి మనందరం కృషి చేయాలి.